Hello, always Dizzy here. Going to start with puzzle streak of 40, as I always do before I play any games. Yesterday was a terrible session, took like 2.5 hours. And yeah, I'm gonna jump right in here after I take a sip of tea so that I can start at the 1 minute mark. Okay, almost at the 1 minute mark. Here we go. I would really like to do better than yesterday. Voice already seems to be wearing thin, which is not a good sign. Killbox somehow? No, discovery on the queen. Check. Mate. Hook mate. Discovery on his queen. He can block, but then his rook hangs. So he gives it. Check wins the rook, but so what? So we have to do this. Run the pawn. We're quick. We're fast as boy. And Queen G7. Hello, Programming Archives. You're early today. I just get checkmated. No, I guess I don't get checkmated. Yeah, that should win. But if he just takes it, what am I getting out of that? Is this something? Again, he just takes it. So what could it be? There's F6. I don't see what that is achieving. Oh, there's a check. Good God. Didn't even see that yet. I think we're just taking the bishop because we have mate covered. There's a fork right here. I don't see how that would not be the move. He has a check here, but that doesn't do anything. Yeah, we just side swipe. We have a mate here. And can I not just take on F7 first and then take the knight? Is there a deflection somewhere? Check. He has one move. And then I have queen d5 there. So he goes to b4. But I don't see that. I don't see it. You would think it's check, boom. I mean, technically I could give another check, then he blocks with the queen. But I don't have anything after that. I think I'm missing something very obvious. Am I voting in the upcoming election? What, are you Canadian? You're not Canadian, are you? Oh, how do you know about our election? I thought Americans don't know anything. How do you know? How do you know? I'm surprised you know. Okay. That, it was too hot. Oh, hurt my teeth. Okay, yeah, I can't figure this one out. You would think it's knight e7, and then king f5, and I just don't understand what we're doing after that. I have a check, but he's got queen c4, and yeah, I voted for the first time in my life back in like October, whenever the provincial election was. And then I voted in my first federal election last Saturday, so last week. Yeah, so I voted early. But yeah, that was my first time voting in a federal election. I really don't get this one. I mean, so knight e7, king c5, and I just don't get it. I have a check, king b4. I have another check. Oh, does that kick him out? Not cool, not entirely. Knight c5, and then he has king a4. Oh my god, and then queen b2, queen a2 at the end. And then I think it's check and then king a2. That is so underrated. That was rated 1400. Well, I say who I vote for. I don't know if I should. I'm not really scared to, but I don't know if I should. Is that a smart thing to do? Because people are split, right? And so it wasn't the PPC, I'll tell you that. It wasn't the PPC. Okay, so I'm just wondering why so if I take the bishop, there's a check here. Is that the end of the world? Yes, it is. Or is it? No, then I just go king h2. And everything's fine. No need to panic. Okay, so we have a check. If he wants to keep his rook, he has to go king d2, and then I have a fork. Is this a problem? No. So we can do that. And we take with the knight as to not lose a piece. And we are black. Well, we need to take that pawn. That's a no-brainer. Honestly, though, my political, I'm not very political at all. But I've done online polls and stuff like to see where I lie. I'm pretty smack dab in the center. So I'm nothing. I don't have any like super strong political ideologies or anything. I'm boring. Okay, so my instinct is to push so that I can get my king centralized here. I could even possibly then take this pawn. Then I have an outside passed pawn. Moving my other pawns don't really make sense to me. Other than, no, to me, just looking at this, make it pushing. And then I want to go king e6, I believe. So that I can grab this pawn. And we have another king and pawn endgame. King f4 is looking good. He can create a passed pawn on the queen side, but then I'm doing this. So I think he has to defend it, at which point I'm not sure if I have time to go after the h pawn there. but I can actually freeze him. Actually, I wonder if I should freeze him to start. No, I think this makes more sense. Except how quick is this? No, I'm still pretty quick there. So I'm going to push and then okay, so he does play c4 and I still okay. By the way, I have a big pet peeve of mine when I say he, because the computer is not a he, but I can't help it. Yeah, so if I take on f3, I can promote in 4 moves, I believe, and so can he. See what I mean? He. It bugs me so much when I do that, but he can do it. And then the problem is we're both going to queen at the same time, and it's too hard to calculate. So maybe it makes more sense to take on c4, upon which we will still both promote in at the same time. But now I won't be down a pawn. Hello, Sudeep. I think I pronounced that correctly. And so I want to push e3 because we don't want to waste time moving the king if we don't have to. And it is white to move. We have a discovery on his rook because the computer is a male. I don't know. I can't help it. And yeah, I just can't stop genderizing the computer. I would never be able to stop that, I don't think. Yeah, so I have a discovery on the queen. I can almost trap the queen. The queen doesn't have many squares to go to. It has 1 on a5, but I can't stop it from going to a5 unless I do something fancy. Plus, they can just go to the c file. So maybe I go knight b5 with a lifeline on my rook, which doesn't matter. But I'm on 2 pieces here. So if it goes to c8, yeah, that should work. And then we have a lifeline on this rook. Okay. I'm not okay. What about queen d1? Just because it's a check, and then I'm threatening rook g8. So queen d8. So the king it can't stay on the g file. It can't go to h4. It has 1. So he's got 1 move. He being the computer. It really irks me. And then we're winning. So it is queen d8, and we'll pick that up. Yeah. Would I say Leela is a she? Probably not. But I'm not using stockfish, though. I'm using a puzzle. That's why it's so hard for me, because I'm not doing the stockfish. I'm not playing the engine. I'm playing a puzzle. That's why I say he. It's really awkward. So anyways, we have a discovery. Yeah, I think that's why it's awkward, because it's a puzzle. It's not even the engine. Because I think if I was playing the engine, I might say it more often instead of he. Queen g8 looks like mate. And we are white. I think we can go on a4. If he pushes a pawn, we just take it. If he takes our pawn, we're running. And if there's nothing else to consider. Okay, yeah, if he takes, then we have it covered. So, and there we go. We are black. I think we need geometry here. So there we go. There's the geometry. Queen b6 picks up the knight. it's going to get the pawn on d5. And how much does that concern me? It concerns me a lot, but we need the knight. I'm not going to get better than the knight here, so I'll take the knight. Deflection. And we have another rook. I just saw that. We have a rook on f1. So what about bishop c5 check and then rook d4? That looks like a good idea. So, because right now we're down 2 pawns. So if we sack this, and let's say it recaptures on c6, and then, excuse me, rook d4 check, and then king c7. My coordinates are so bad today. Yeah, then this is almost a Novotny theme. Then that's we have interference there. Then we have check, and then we can pick the rook up. So I think I'm going to go with that idea. Yeah, that was a tough one. I'm happy I got that. We are black. So this is a simple one here. And we are white. Do we not just have a mate in 2? Looks like mate in 2 to me. 1, 2. Okay. We have a Zwischenzug here. Except what if he takes with the knight? Then yeah, then we have another Zwischenzug. Okay, so we do this one. And we are doing well so far. 16 minutes in. Can I just take on e4? It's equal material. Bishops are off the board. This wins a pawn. But then I'm losing this pawn. I also have a check. That might be better. That does look better. Yeah, otherwise there's that check. Okay, we have a check. We like checks. No, they're not the same. Zugzwang, Zwischenzug, and Zwischenzak are all 3 different things. Feels good, but doesn't actually look good. I call this an invisible fork. If I ever write a second chess book, that I'm going to have a whole section on invisible forks. So we can trade queens. We can give a check. That makes more sense. I doubt it can go to h5. Because then it's not mate. Yeah, it is mate. It's got to be a mate here. Checkmate there. Okay, that's mate. So thus king g7 is forced. And we need a refutation. Of which I'm not seeing. I don't think there'll be anything there. Possibly there's knight d5. Ooh, boy. Oh, no, no, no. Yeah, yeah, maybe. Knight d6 rather. So knight d6 if f5. I don't know about that. It's so close to working. What if I start with g4? I'm not sure what my threat is there. Check, is that a threat? I don't think so. It's too bad because ooh, because queen f4, I don't have a good answer to king g7 other than possibly knight d6. But then there's f5 and it's not so clear. Or f6 even. Well, then I've got this check. So let's say f5. So let's say bing bang knight d6 f5. Then I have another check here, but he comes into h6. But then I have a check here. King h6, king h5, rather. But then I'm not sure. See, it's tough. Yeah. Otherwise, like there's 96 right away, but I mean it does. I mean that does okay. That is a threat though. That's a mate and 2 threat. Mate and 2. Okay, so that's actually looking quite promising. So if it plays f5, if black plays f5, we still go to f7, and I presume g4 check, and it's very messy. Looks like either, yeah, so king h4 is forced. And then mate here. Wow. Crazy. This is maybe not underrated. It's 1900. But yeah, I think we're going to go right away. Yeah, wow. Okay, black to move. If we cut off the king, okay, maybe we're not mating. I know I can take a pawn, but I'm actually trying to get a mate here. That's probably a pipe dream. Okay, let's look at the check though, just because it's a check. Yeah, I don't see the point. Maybe we don't want king f6. Maybe that's a thing, but why not just take on f3 then? You know, why not? Why not take on f3? If we gave a check and then came here, I mean, you would think that's also good. You would think that's where that's made if it goes there. So you would think this is also good, but maybe not, right? Okay, we go after this pawn. But then check. Yeah, that still looks very good for black. I wonder why we can't just take on f3. But yeah, other moves look good too. But what's wrong with just taking on f3? Could h5 be the reason? Still seems better. I don't know. How could this not be taking on f3? I'm going to do it. Okay, it's freaking me out. Like, okay, yeah, so h5, what I expected. And I maybe we just go rook f5 to keep our pawn structure intact. Seems to make the most sense to me. Okay, I did not like that puzzle. That's not really a puzzle to me. Okay, so can I go knight e5 and then knight c6? So if he doesn't take the queen, I'm winning a pawn here. Or actually, I'm just winning a full piece, right? Assuming he takes with the knight. If he doesn't take with the knight, well, good luck to him, to the computer. So I think black essentially needs to take the queen. And then we go knight c6. And I'm trying to do the math here. So after we take the queen, if black recaptures, we've won a pawn and his king is less safe. I think we can do this. Yeah, unless we move the knight somewhere else, but this makes sense to me. And then I presume we take the queen, but what if I took on e7 first? Would that make any sense? I don't think so. No, because his bishop is under attack. So we just simply take the queen. And actually, I guess we win a piece here, not a pawn. We win a piece. Okay, we are white. I almost blundered. I thought there was no pawn here. I was looking at stuff like queen h6. I almost did that. Okay, can I go bishop g8, threatening mate in 1? I think I can. I don't see how he stops queen h7. I always say he. It's so annoying. So yeah, if bishop g6, I don't know, it doesn't feel right, but does this also work? It actually does look like it works, but maybe it's not recaptured. Maybe black plays rook h8. That's probably why. So I think I'm just going here because I don't see how mate is stopped after queen h7. Okay, we are black. I think we're going to trade all this and then run this b pawn. So check, takes, check, take, and he's out of the square. He is out of the square. Okay, we are under check. We don't want to go here because of the fork. So that would not be good. So we need to go to either, well, not here. So we must go by the laws of chess to d8. And now we have a check, which doesn't do anything because the rook can take it. But then maybe it does do something because we have a check here. Then after king f1, we don't have anything again. So that doesn't work. But what if I took with the pawn? There we go. So we take with the pawn. And then after queen f2, and not here because we're mating on g1. So then king h2. And it's still mate. So yeah. So we need to... What was I doing? Was I taking with the pawn there? Or the bishop? Let me remember. Let me recalculate. Yeah, we're taking with the pawn. Okay, last one. So we can give a check immediately. There's also a fork here. So would this be enough? It's not enough. And the reason it's not enough is because we're down a crap load of material. So how about a check and then here? Does that work? But let me just look at this again. So take I mean, check, take, check, right? Looks good at first glance, but we're down a rook. But even though we're down a rook, though, I am close to promoting. So this is actually tricky. So check, takes, check. Yeah, let's say king g1. We take the queen. And then I don't know what. Okay, let's say white saves the bishop. So let's say bishop c6. But don't I then have check here? But then there's king h1, and we don't have anything. Yeah, so I don't think I can do this. If I give a check on h2, then king h1 is forced. And if we give a check, then king g2 is forced. And that's what we're doing to get the queen, and we're done. I'll get one wrong on purpose now. So not a bad session, 30 minutes. A bit over 30, we'll say 31 minutes. So it didn't feel like it took that long, but I guess it did. So not a great time, but I'll take it. It's not terrible. Not terrible. Now we play a game. 7 viewers. Hello, viewers. Boom. Okay, 2104 opponent was an established account. And a French. We're going to get a winner or the knight f6 line. Or maybe we get an exchange. Okay, a slow move number 3. Hello, Ryan. Yeah, yesterday was brutal. Absolutely brutal. So it'll be very interesting if we're going to see queen b6. We've been seeing those a lot lately. And we shall see. Are we going to see queen b6 now, or is he going to take on d4 and then queen b6? I've been looking into this more and more. Okay, no. So I think this is main line. And I think queen d2 is the move. So let's just play it before I spend too much time thinking. So, okay. So this guy seems to know what he's doing because he's not playing the queen b6 crap. Now, the question is, what am I supposed to do? So if b4, I don't love it. So I could go a3, b4 takes. You can still take on b4. I'm glad I'm playing a human now so I can say he. But yeah, a3, there's still b4. It's still a pain in the butt. You know, ding dang. Still annoying. So I don't know if a3 is really the best. Do I want black playing c4? Not really. And I could bring the knight back and then play c3. I'm blocking my bishop. It feels a little weird. Can I go a4 then? Yeah, let's make him push. Let's make him push the b pawn maybe. This could be completely incorrect. There might even be queen a5. I bet you queen a5 is good. I bet you queen a5 is good. Oh well. But I don't know. I'll be better prepared next time. Yeah, queen a5. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing already. But no. Okay, he pushes. So yeah, I'm going to go to this square here. And I'm happy he didn't play queen a5 because that would have been quite annoying. Maybe he was scared of b3. Maybe he didn't like b3 for some reason. Okay, so I am okay with this position. I think I'm just going to go to knight g3, and then we have this. He's probably going to want to instigate that bishop trade. If he pushes c4, I don't know. Maybe I don't like it. But let's just get that bishop out of our way. So if bishop a6, Um, I guess I guess I'll take it. Yeah, I guess I'll take it. And then we need to attack on the king side because that's where we have all of our pieces. That's where the pawns are pointing. Okay. Taking with the knight is the most logical move to me. Although if after a trade, I'm left with I'm left with a bishop instead of a knight, but I think this is a better way to go. So bishop a6, I'm still going to trade. Trades galore. I could take and then bishop b5, or I could go bishop b5 right away. So if I take and then bishop b5, there's bishop d7. And that doesn't do anything for me. If I go bishop b5 first and castles, then I win a piece. Or do I? Because bishop... I don't win a piece, but I don't mind that line. I'm actually going to do this. Although, because I like this bishop for the attacking prospect. So bishop b5 castles. Yeah, then... yeah, I'm not sure about that. Okay, I'm going to play it because I'm getting a little bit low on the clock. I'm not sure about bishop b5, though. So castles, I might just castle. Because this bishop would... Okay, we'll take... Because I don't want to take the knight if I don't have to. So I think I'm going to castle here, but this pawn might hang. It's going to be hard to defend it. Maybe I shouldn't do that. I get to open a file, but this pawn's going to be really hard to defend. Even here. Yeah, that's gonna be tough to defend. So okay, I'm going to take then. I'm playing a little weird, I understand. I'm going to castle. And he might be a little bit afraid to castle because I've got a knight and a queen there. See, it looks a little scary. This actually looks pretty scary for black when you flip the board. So he's offering a queen trade. Actually, he's pretty much forcing it. If I take, then his knight gets active. So let's offer a way for our knight to get active. That is where we want the knight. And so now I can move the king, or I could do other things. Now I've got a weak c2 pawn, which is a big problem. So if I go c3 and takes, I'm still left with weakness. I may not have a choice. Okay, I'm going to play c3. Because otherwise he just picks and prods at my c pawn. So I think he needs to take. And then I guess I'm taking bc. Really? Interesting. Okay. So there's this, right? So if I go CB and knight here, I can trade once and then move my rook. This is getting very uncomfortable though. And if he takes us a queen, yeah, I don't know. The boy, is this uncomfortable. This is uncomfortable. Okay. So it's up to him how he wants to proceed. Yeah, so I could trade queens. And then here, I lose a pawn. Yeah, so I would lose a pawn there, right? Take. Yeah, I would lose a pawn. But I don't really want to go passive. Well, he's actually not attacking this because I'm threatening the knight. So, yeah, but this is not going so well. I could take and then push, but that pawn is really dangerous. Boom, boom. God. Yeah, this just seems like the wrong. This seems completely wrong. It just seems so wrong. Like, it's way too passive. Like, but I don't want to give up a pawn. Not here. Not now. And we're way behind on the clock. Okay. Now I will trade. And I think I'm playing b3. Let's just get that sorted. Okay. Sorted. And then we're going to go rook F or rook C1. Get that sorted. Okay. So now we have some breathing room. We can push the A pawn. Can I just push it immediately? Or should I trade first? Let's not think about that too much. Hey, I thought I let go. So I've got knight d4. Do we want knight d4? Probably. So let's push it. Have to watch out about my rook, because this is mate if my rook is off the back rank. Okay. This is something. We shall play that something. He can also play a something. But I'm on the rook here. But that might work out equal. This is scary too, though. If rook b6, I'm pushing. Push. Push. Yeah, so Bing take. Boom. That's probably my. Is this no, probably too slow. Okay, I think he's going to do this. Knight c5. I could come back and defend because I'm not sure if I like this. I'm not sure if I like that. I don't like it. So, yeah, so knight c5, I think I'm going back here. Yeah, same thing. Same thing. So now he might go f6 or else king f8. And I would do the same, king f2. That gives him a fork, but not a great one. Not a fork, an invisible fork. So if f6, I might take, ugh. do I have rook d1, rook a2? Yeah, he's scared of one of the, okay, he wants that. So let's get the king in. And then, can I just repeat here? Does that make sense at all? Oh, I forgot about that. Shit. It was a fake. Okay, crap. Okay, do I have rook b1? Okay, rook b1. Okay, so he goes to c5, and we're going to come in with the rook. So he gets a pawn, so he won a pawn. This is drawable. With hard work, it's drawable, I think. Yeah, that's a tough choice. That's a tough choice. So it's drawable. It doesn't mean it's a draw. It means if I play perfectly, it's a draw, I think. I think if I play perfect, which I won't. That's why I wasn't sure if I should go into this line or not. Wait, let me think. We want to trade pawns. Yeah, so I want to trade pawns. As many pawns as we can. Trade them. Trade all the pawns. He's going to bring in the king. And we want to trade the pawns. That's all we care about. Trade all the pawns. And not flag. That is my operis mirandi. Is that right? Did I use that word correctly? So how do we trade all the pawns? This really weakens my H pawn. Trade all the pawns. Trade them. This does not trade my pawns. Does this trade my pawns? 29 seconds. Dang. Crap. The guy's too good. He's not letting me trade my pawns. Actually, yeah. Crap. Give me another minute on the clock, please. It's a bad game. I'm only saying that just because there's no time for me to finish. It's my fault for playing too slow, obviously, but it's kind of a, it does ruin it. It does ruin things. But this is losing too. I don't know if that makes me feel better. He's too strong, this guy. Too strong. Where's my miracle? How do I get a miracle here? A fork. I need some type of a fork. But this guy's too accurate. Too accurate. Try for a stalemate. But Mr. Accuracy is not going to let that happen. Plus, you can't really stalemate when you have a knight. Because you can't, I think it's almost, is it impossible? Maybe not impossible, but nearly. And there's a fork waiting for him to do it. I shouldn't have went into a checking square. Okay. Okay. Yeah, tough to lose a game like that because it's such a bad game, but okay. So, I just burned too much time. I'm just gonna go straight to the engine on it because it's too hard to analyze it when it was just a time issue, you know. Well, no, mostly. I mean, he played very well, obviously, but it just sucks when you have no time. It just feels so bad to lose a game like that. You know, I was equal here. See, I just ran out of time, as is always the case. Okay, but let's try to learn something from this terrible game that was dictated by the clock. Okay, so oh, I thought this might have been mainline. It's I guess Queen B6 is okay. It depends. Like on Lee chess, yeah, everyone plays Queen B6, but A6 is actually the mainline in the Masters database. Yeah, so I played A4 here, which was not perfect, but not the worst. Actually, can I look this up in my... No, I can't. It's busy. So, yeah, so this was fine. And then, so A3 was better, but I wasn't sure, excuse me, about this. I wasn't sure about this. The computer likes it for white, but I just wasn't sure, so I didn't play it. I considered it. There was also 92. I was considering this as well. I was considering 92 here, and then if C4 just... I wasn't. I think I was planning like C3, and then like G4, knight G3. I considered that. A4 is not terrible, but somehow there's a slight difference in the evaluation of the position. Maybe it's just not worth the tempo to play A4. Okay, so yeah, it didn't like A5. Probably same idea. It's probably too slow. I guess it also allows F5. So apparently F5 is a move here, and knight G3 is a blunder because F5 was not played. So what's the idea here? I'm going to do it without the engine, now that I know that F5 is good. So if F5, so if EF, can I just hide the engine and move the pieces? How do I do that? How do I hide this whole thing? Okay, I can click there. Okay, so if EF, can you guys see what I'm doing? Yeah. So if EF, this is +1. So what's this pawn sack? Is it because of maybe knight F4 hitting D5? Knight B6? There's bishop B5. I don't really think that's... Could it be? So let me just make the move. So knight B6. Do we take on C5 here? Maybe. Take on C5. Yeah, because then we're going to take on D. Maybe that's the idea. Let's look at it with the engine now. So what was it? F5. So if takes, yeah, knight F4, and if knight B6, yeah, we take on C5 or bishop B5. Interesting. I would never ever play F5 though. Like, had I not seen it, never in a million years, ever. Okay, and then this was all okay. it doesn't love taking on a6. So it wants to ignore it. So I considered that, but then I wasn't sure. I thought I'm going to lose the b pawn. Like rook b8. Maybe the computer just doesn't care about that. f5 is too immediate. Really? But even king h1, it doesn't care about this. It just because it still gets to play f5. Okay, so what if g is g6 something? Still f5. What the hell? So this is a very thematic idea, this f5 move. So if gf, sack the knight now. Why not? Crazy. But yeah, this is not simple though, because it's very narrow. Every move you need to find the right move, and then e6. Yeah, it's a double attack here. So knight f6 and then rook f5. Crazy stuff. Yeah, I don't know though. I mean, yeah, the computer likes it, but the computer calculates everything. There's a lot to account for here. But I should try to keep an eye on that in the future, because there's a million moves where the computer just wants f5. So this was all fine, and then it didn't like, yeah, I didn't like this either, but so it wants, okay, so it's saying that we can just ignore it. And then if he doubles up on the b pawn, oh, sorry, I'm on the knight. Okay, so the knight gives a fork. Yeah, wait, sorry, I went so, oh, rook ac1. Yeah, I was wondering. Okay, so what if here still, then it wants to trade, and now we have an active rook to play with. Yeah, this, I still don't know. You can't blame me for not wanting this. We're still down a pawn. But then it gets its f5 thing again. It really loves this f5. The computer doesn't give up on the f5. Oh my God. And it doesn't even want to recapture. The computer is insane. Yeah, what if he tries to hang on to that? Then e6. And then knight h5. Wow, the computer is ridiculous. Okay. Computer's ridiculous. But wow, okay. And then here I'm better. Trading was the right move. So it was knight d4. This was all good. And white is better. And then I just had no time. And that's just frustrating. So it wants to go to the open file. Yeah, I just missed this fork. I just missed the fork. So if I had more time, I just play rook c1, and then I'm a little bit better here. It's probably pretty equal, but I have well, I guess we both have passed pawns, but I have an outside passed pawn. That's probably the only difference here. Yeah, that's why it's just frustrating, because then, well, okay. Anyways, I want to play another game. And I fully understand that I play too slow. Whoa. Chat just went crazy. Did you guys see that? It just suddenly all appeared at once. I thought there was like a raid or something. I see all this text go on the screen. Okay, anyways, we have a new game. A new game to whine about. It's a Dutch. And haven't had many Dutches lately. There's been a lot of Sicilians. So we shall castle. And I think I'm going to go, I think b6, but I could also take and then knight e4. Okay, let's go b6. And bishop b7. If castles, okay, I think that's a mistake, right? Can I not just go d6 here? Can also take on g2, but that's often a dangerous pawn to take. Being tested here. I've been stung by taking that pawn before. More than once. Will I learn my lesson? Will I learn my lesson? In the Nimzo Duchamp lines, you can take it. But this ain't the Nimzo. So rook g1, can we really get away with this? Well, I'm going to have to learn my lesson once again because I can't help myself. And I'm going to put the bishop back on b7. What do you guys think about me taking the pawn? Yay or nay? Okay. It's possible he sacks there. I could take on c3 and then go knight e4 or bishop f4 or bishop e4. Yeah, so maybe I take and then bishop e4. That does force a trade. That forces a trade. I could also maybe play d6. Does that win a knight? That might win a knight. I think that wins a knight. I'm playing it. Hopefully I'm not messing up here, but I think that wins a knight. Come on, Dutch. Serve me right. You get such a bad rap, Dutch. What happened to chat? Chat died. I'm going to test it out. It seems to be working from my message shows. People are dead. Ooh. Everyone died. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Hello, Jerome. Somebody's alive. Hello, EJ Birdman. Thanks for showing that you guys are alive still. Okay, yes, so he takes the two pawns. Well, we have to recapture. But I could take the knight. But then he's got this, so I think we have to take, and then we can take the knight. So what's so bad about this? Yeah, we need to take that. This is almost a concern. We also have a discovery on the queen now. Whoa. Okay. So, oh my God, so many. I'm kidding, a candy store here, man. I can take and then push. But then he takes this. Okay, there's so many. Okay. Too many options. So where do we begin? Take on how greedy are we going to be here? So we take on d4. Do we want to allow bishop h6 crap? Okay, we got to calculate. Bing, bang, boom. Bishop h6. Big threat. Big threat. I don't love that. Not a fan. Not a fan. I could also, maybe I take, maybe it's time to take. I think it's time to take. I think it's time to take, although I don't love this either. Actually, because the rook opens and he's still on a good diagonal. Panicking. Panicking. Okay, what if I do move this knight? He can take on e5. I don't love it. Take. Checkmate. Watch out, buddy. Maybe I should develop. That drops a pawn, though. I don't want to drop a pawn. Wasting my time. Can I push? Yeah, maybe I push e4. Boy, am I panicking here. He's got a lifeline. No, because we're on the queen. Okay, maybe I push. It blocks my bishop. And it takes away the tension on the e4 square. On the plus side, it's harder for him to open the e file immediately. And my pawn is not going to get taken immediately. Okay, so what if he plays like f3? I could take it, but then he's got 3 pawns in the middle, and his other rook might come in. I'm quite the worrier. Not warrior, but worrier. What about bishop c8? That almost wins something. Oh boy, this guy is scaring me. Oh, and I'm going to flag. Ay, ay, ay. Can I go here? I think I can. Check. That sucks. That sucks. Okay. Okay, queen trade offer. Can I do this? Played. I'm going to flag, guys. Don't you love it? Don't you love watching me flag every game? Ain't it a treat? Okay, we have a discovery once again. Now we can do it. Now we can do it. Now we can do it because we're covering. There's no check here on e6 anymore. Okay. Now we're cooking. Check. What's going on? Whoops. So we have his Zwischenzug, and then I can move this knight. That's probably what I should play. So let's do that. Oh, God, but I could take... Okay, so check. He moves the king somewhere. But my knight's not getting out of there. So should I just take? And then take? It's awkward. But he's also taking this, right? Wait, what even happened here? Oh yeah, I just totally missed that. My bad. I screwed that up. I think. I don't know. I don't know if this is good or bad. Yeah, so I could take. No, I think I want to check somehow and then move this. But yeah, okay, let's try that. And then maybe knight c6. Then everything is protected. Everything is protected. Everything is protected, except this knight isn't going to survive very long. Actually, does this force a queen trade? I think it do. And then I'll be up at, well, it's hard to say because I don't think this knight is surviving. But this could also trap his queen. Oh, how do we, no, this makes more sense, right? Okay, this makes more sense, I think. It's just harder to play in time pressure. Like getting the queens off is easier to play on the clock, but this saves a piece. So let's save a piece. Okay, so this knight, I think it's a goner, but it's not easy. Not easy for him to do it. Maybe he has to go here and then attack it. Yeah, something like that. Okay, he sees it all. Boom. He's threatening mate, but oh yeah, that's a very dangerous move because this does threaten mate, and I can't even stop it. That's unstoppable. It's unstoppable. So I would need to give checkmate myself. Here. So a3. Okay, that is also a worry, and yeah, we shall come here. So queen a4, a3. We have check. Oh no, I'm hitting the rook. Okay, no, I'm not anymore. So so take, check. I don't know if that is a thing. Here, okay, we're gonna go in here. 50 seconds, I'm gonna flag. You can't take because of mate, actually. So a3, check. I think we would have to do that. But then what? Then here? Maybe. I'm always in time pressure. It's not good for my heart, my blood pressure. Every game, man. I can't get a relaxing game. It's always a panic. Okay. Panic. That was so stressful. All my games are so stressful. It's not relaxing. Playing chess is not relaxing. Okay, we got to win though. Thank you, Sudeep. Okay, so let's look at that. So we got to win with the Dutch. It's I feel bad for the Dutch. It gets such a bad rap. So it's nice for it to win at 2100. Yeah, I do think I was winning there, but it's just so the time pressure is always so problematic for me. So yeah, we had this Dutch, and yeah, I played b6, and I was very hesitant to take on g2 because I've been stung a lot, but I think there's some properties of the position where white can't exploit it as much as normal. I'm not sure what those properties are exactly. I think sometimes when the queen is maybe lined up here more and like some more pieces are traded off, then it's a little bit better for white, but here, yeah, it just white doesn't seem to quite get anything for it, I don't think. And so, yeah, so I went back, and yeah, then he hung the knight. He was just very sloppy. If we flip the board, it's a type of mistake I would do, though. It's just easy to forget that you don't actually have a way home. Yeah, he was looking to build pressure here and castle queenside, and then just attack. But you know, he's got to watch out. So yeah, so I took back, and yeah, and then I burned a lot of time here because I was freaking out already. I'm up a piece for a pawn, but the more winning I am, the more scared I am, usually, to a certain degree. Yeah, so I pushed, which I do like. I am happy with that move. Not sure what rook g5 was about. He made a lot of weird moves. Like I guess he just wanted to double up, but why put it here? That's strange. Like, why not put it on g3 if you want to double up? Or here, or not here, but like rook g3 or rook g2. This is, yeah, I don't know. It seems like a dangerous square for the rook. 13 viewers, by the way. Yeah, offered a queen trade because I'm a coward. And then, yeah, discovery on his queen. And so I took this too eagerly. I mean, I was low on the clock, but... Okay, here's another thing, though. Honestly, for some reason, I thought this was a check. I thought it was check. That's the other reason I took so quick. And so, yeah, I did this check. I mean, if we take the rook, then he takes our rook, and then he takes the knight. And we would still be up a piece there, but I wanted more. And then I was very tempted to play queen c6 to just trade queens, but then I'm losing a piece. So what's the point of that? So I played knight c6, and so we're up 2 knights, and I'm still freaking out. I have no confidence in myself. I'm up 2 knights for a pawn, I think. No, for 2 pawns. So I'm up 4 points of material. I'm up 2 knights for 2 pawns, and I'm still freaking out here. And yeah, so he blundered mate, but had he not blundered mate, I think black's just winning here, because I'm threatening mate, so what can he do? If a3, then I'm going check, and then I think I was going to go knight d3, and then if rook b1, then I have rook takes f2. I mean, everything's winning. Sudeep says queen a4, letting him check with rook. Oh, this? No, I can just go king h8. I can just go king h8. He doesn't have anything else there. What? Queen a4 instead of g6? What? Oh, this. Oh, I see what you're saying. I guess I could have done that as well, but that was not my first instinct. Yeah, that probably worked as well. Okay, let's look at that with the engine. I like getting wins with the Dutch, though, more than any other opening. So I'm happy about that. Oh, yeah, we like that. We like to see that. I mean, my opponent blundered left and right, so it's not a normal game, but I'll take the wins when I can. Yeah, I'm not even going to look at it because it was perfectly played according to this. So I'm not even going to analyze it. What's the point? So I'm going to play another game. Okay, 1999. Russia is partying like it's 1999. So we are white. obviously. It's not a puzzle. I don't have to say what color I am. Okay, no exchange Roy today. We're going to go back to, thanks for the sub, Patrick McFadden. Oh boy, Berlin time. From Russia to Berlin with love. No, we're getting some ancient thing here. It's like a delayed Steinitz or something. I don't even know what to do. D4? I don't even know what to do. I'm going to play it slow. I want to play D4. I'm going to play it slow. I'm going to play it slow. Okay, he is 1999, but this is more of a like 1800 player opening. Okay, so can I go D4 here? I'm still scared of things. I'm still too scared. I'm such a coward. You just wouldn't. It just feels like he shouldn't be able to take here, right? But I think he can. So I'm going to play rookie one. I'm so timid today. What a coward. H3 rookie one. My lord. Have you seen more cowardice in your lifetime in a single game? What am I going to do next? Bring the queen for safety to my king? Okay, at least he's a coward too. I'm not alone. Okay, now we strike. Now we strike. Oh, whoops. Okay, sorry. Freaked out. I thought that I didn't see him move here. I thought the pawn was already there all of a sudden. I'm like, how did I miss that? Okay. It doesn't really matter if we go to C4 or A4. I don't think, because eventually B5 is going to be played. Now, B5 doesn't hurt as much as it usually does because the bishop can't go to B7. Yeah, A6 freaked me out. I thought I somehow missed that. Okay, so do we want to go to C2 or B3? I'm going to go to, I want to go here, but then this, okay, you know what? I'm going to go to B3 because this is technically the better diagonal. And then, yes, I'm going to let him spend a tempo to get there. So I think I might go A4. Except it doesn't work if he takes and then takes. So, but yeah, I'm just going to play D4 now. And my reasoning here is that, yes, he gets the bishop pair, but it cost him a tempo to go to A5 to B3. That's my logic. Is it correct? I don't know, but that's my logic. You know, I'd rather not give up my bishop for the knight, but it comes at a cost, right? And black is behind the development, so could take with the queen or the pawn. I might take with the pawn just so we get this open file for the rook, and then I can also do stuff here. And yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Plus, there's stuff like bishop e6 if I had the queen on b3. So I think that is no problem for white. If anybody had the better of that, I think white did by a hair. It's probably like a 10 cent a pawn value for white. Because yes, black has the bishop pair, but look at this, king's in the middle. Okay. We could take with the knight and go to f5. If I take with the pawn, then I split up my pawns. My b pawns are looking a little ugly. I could maybe take with the queen, centralize the queen. There's c5 though. But he gets a backward pawn. I could just put the queen back. And so that is, I think queen takes is valid. Could almost go e5. e5. So knight somewhere. I think I'm like e5 here. Let's do it. Look at that. King in the middle. King in the middle. Why are you doing stuff like knight e5, knight b3? I'm telling you. I'm telling you. King in the middle. The cat and the fiddle went fiddle-dee-dee. Okay, so now the $1 million question. How do we recapture? e5 had to have been the best move. Come on. Okay, so bishop e7 and okay, so, I don't see a good response after. I mean, I guess I could take queen take and then queen e2. Oh yeah, that's actually not bad. But let's look at rook e5. So rook e5, bishop e6. I guess you could do it this way too. I kind of like taking with the knight. I don't, yeah, there's bishop e7, but again, I have queen e2. Yeah, and then, so these, it might not, yeah, but then my rook is a little bit awkward there. I'm going to take with the knight, because my rook's a little bit awkward if it stays on e5. Yeah, so here I'm going to take and then queen, and then he's stuck. He is stuck. Can I reverse that? Let's not screw around. Let's just take and then queen e2. This is always fun to play. Yeah. So I could win a pawn, but no, we want to prevent him from castling. So he's got this after. Okay, so queen e2. And then unfortunately he's got this, but then I can push. Okay, let's play it. So knight d5, and then we have c4. Good night, moon. Good night, moon. Yeah, that looks good. Oh, I like the way I played this. Except, I mean, h3 and rook e1 was complete cowardice, but otherwise I like how I played it. Putting the bishop on b3, enticing knight e5, and then like playing e5. Okay. That's surprisingly scary. So I have queen f3 and I have queen e3. Queen e3. Yeah, that's actually pretty scary. Okay, so queen e3, and then he can castle. Can he? Actually, you know what? I can never take there anyways because he has rook e8. This was always never a problem. So maybe I just go queen f3 here. And then, actually, this isn't even a threat though. This is covered. Yeah, so maybe queen f3, but then he just castles. And I didn't get anything out of the deal. Okay. So queen, yeah, so queen, yeah, let's keep his king in the middle here, but then he's got this, right? Annoying. Take? Queen e3. Oh, my time. Where did my time go? Okay, I'm going to go here. Yeah, so knight d5, I'm going to take on d3. But where did my time go? I just realized I'm down a pawn here too. Ooh, but yeah, you know, I screwed up because I never could have taken on e7. No, maybe I could have. I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, so we shall take. And then he castles, and I wasted all my time. I got nothing out of it. Okay, there's another pawn here. Can I take that? I think I can. it's a little scary because he sets up a discovery. But I think I can do that. Yeah, so boom, and then I just have to move somewhere. I can probably just go check, actually. Yeah. Okay. So, time to develop. Now I don't have that check, so this is looking scarier by the second. So maybe bishop e3. Oh, this is getting this. I'm really scared about. He's got like 2 discoveries. I'm scared. I think I'm okay, but it's scary. So queen c8, maybe rook a7. Greedy move. I got to be really careful because, you know, if I moved somewhere that his knight could attack my rook, I guess it's not possible. But yeah, he's got 2 discoveries. So I have to navigate the waters very carefully here. I think I can actually go to a7. If queen c8, or yeah, queen g3. Sudeep said, I was considering like moving the queen, but I wanted development. I had 2 pieces on the original squares. I wanted to develop. So way behind on the clock against Mr. Tutian Erkin. And so look at this. Come on. You think I'm going to fall for that? I probably will later. Yeah, so let's keep developing. And now there's only 1 discovery that I have to work on, which is, it's not even a discovery. So I like this knight d5 move because now I don't have to worry about discoveries. But there's still one hiding, you know, just below the surface. But I mean, look at this. It's so transparent, you know. Okay, that's a little dangerous here. Okay, okay, you know what? It still didn't work. So let's get the hell out of here. Yeah, my pieces are a little flimsy. Like this knight, you know. This rook is undefended. This is a little scary. Like, is this a move, for example? Yeah, it is a move. So is this. So this is what I'm talking about. Flimsy. Okay. Now it's a little bit better because we're protecting things a little bit more, but still flimsy. Flimsy position. I might have to go king f1 if I don't activate the knight. Maybe I just go knight e4, more active, right? Yeah, I could offer a queen trade as well. Oh my goodness, let's not fall for this. I don't want to play g3, but I might have to. That is disgusting though. Okay, so I'm going to play it. That's a disgusting move to have to play. And once again, we are in time trouble against a 1900. Oh my God, the pressure is relentless. Okay, we're going to kick the knight out first because it's pressuring me. And okay. Oh, there's a fork there. Shit. And then there's this. Okay. So what am I doing here or here? This is awkward. Everything's awkward. Oh my God. What's even going on there? Yeah, this is a problem. Everything that I'm losing this game. This guy's too good. 1900s are too strong. So knight c2. I don't have a good response that I can see. He goes there. It's probably similar. He can, I think, repeat. I think this was, yeah, he can repeat. Okay. I might have to, can I just sack that now? Okay, repeat. I'll take the draw. I'm going to go my way to, I'll take the draw. I mean, I got 59 seconds and I'm in trouble here. So he played a really good game. He was happy for a draw. Why would he go for a draw here just because I'm higher rated? I mean, I'm up a pawn, but I have 59 seconds. He must have been really scared. I've got 59 seconds. Why would you go for a draw? So you got scared. So let's look at that here. I played this so bad. Like I just played so scared, but I don't know. It's probably C3 or D4, but I wasn't sure about 94. Hello, Dominic. So if I take on C6, can I look at my opening repertoire yet? Yes, I can. So let me load that up. Through the magic of television. Whoops, not yet. Through the magic of television. Oh, I didn't time it right. Okay, so let me just update this and then I'll look up this position. Okay. What do you play? D6? So yeah, it's the improved Steinitz variation. And then I have both D4 and Rook E1. I mean, H3 is fine here too, as you can see. Yeah, I forgot. D4 will transpose to the, okay. Yeah, D5 will transpose to this other line. So yeah, I should have just played D4. And then if bishop G4, well, first of all, if he takes on E4, which is what I was scared about, everything is winning. D5, just D5 is simplest. Queen E2 is actually best, but just D5. And bishop G4, we just take. I'm just always, yeah, I guess we're better here. I have so much trouble calculating this type of thing, and I hate this pin. I was so lazy in how I played this. So, okay, let me turn that off. So I should just play D4 like an adult instead of H3 Rook E1. But what I played was fine. It's just cowardly. And he played bad. I mean, he gave me every chance. I mean, and I had a great position after E5, but then I don't know. This is completely winning. If I had to guess, this is probably plus 1.5. This has to be like winning. But what's funny is I think queen e2 doesn't work because I think he might be able to just castle here. Because if I take... Oh, no, I actually have Luft. If I didn't have Luft there, then it doesn't work. Right? Because if... Right? Like, let's just say my pawn is on h3 still, and then he castles. If I take on e7, and then after queen takes, rook takes, there's rook... Yeah, there's rook e8. No, but it still works though. I just take it. So it would, yeah, it would have worked. So this was fine. But I did not see this, threw a big wrench into the works. I just did not see d3. I just did not see d3. Just wondering if there was something better. Possibly taking, so maybe I take with the rook, and then if bishop e6, I take on d4, and then no, I can't threaten here though because this is undefended. So I'm curious what the computer will suggest here. And then I thought he played this pretty well. Yeah, this was, I should not have allowed this. So c4 was a mistake. I should not have allowed this knight to come in. But this is already awkward for white now. But yeah, this was a mistake for sure. So was this. You know, I'm not sure if I should have taken the a6 pawn. I was already up a pawn. And here I should probably just bring the rook back. This is where things went wrong. You know, and then this was always a problem, this rook undefended. So even here, just bring the rook back at this point, or even play rook e1 if you have to. But then I'm dropping this. I'm going to drop this regardless, though. So I don't get to keep the pawn. Oh, there's knight f1. Vivek says, yeah, I didn't see knight f1. Yeah. That would have solved a lot of issues. Just didn't see these moves. And this was a little silly here. At this point, I should have just come back, protect my rooks. But yeah, this is already hard to defend for white. And then we take a draw. Yeah, he should have played on. Let's look at that with the engine. Was I in analysis screen the whole time? Hope not. Whoa. Engine says we played absolutely terribly. Look at this crap. Look at that crap. Okay, so what's the engine on? Yeah, h3, coward. Rook e1, coward. Apparently c3 is not even optimal here because g5 is apparently a move here. Interesting. And then this is apparently a way for black to play, which would have been annoying as hell to face. Absolutely, this would have been so annoying to face. Yeah, maybe I should have, I mean, he did play h6, so g5 is always an idea. Yeah, that's the downside to play h3 too. You create a hook pawn. And then, so this was all good. And then, so let's see what the computer thinks about my logic here. Yeah, it does not like this idea. of spending in tempo to trade this off. It does not like that idea for black. It's not worth the move. It actually wants to take with the queen though. Not sure why. It's a 20 centimon difference. It doesn't really matter. So e5, which I loved, is actually not even in the top 4 moves here. Now it is, but it wants to take with the queen after all, which I considered. And then after c5, I was just going to go back. And it did prefer this to give the backward pawn. That was in consideration, if you remember. Yeah, but I'm very surprised about this. That this is only equal. And knight takes was the better way to do it. But I'm surprised this is equal. I really am. You would think for sure white is better here. And this was a slightly premature. It wants to take with a queen. Oh, I don't know. I'm surprised about that. So that we didn't have anything here. And then queen e2 was a mistake because of d3. So it just wants to split those pawns up. Wow. I'm surprised we don't have anything more. I guess if we had one more piece a little bit better developed, we would, I'm sure. But wow, I am surprised that we don't have more. And then this was fine. Yeah, so queen g3 now is the computer's suggestion. Yeah, I didn't see the g pawn being weak here. So I definitely like queen g3. I just didn't see it. I saw the pawn and monkey took the pawn. And we have bishop h6 here. There's bishop h6 if takes, rook takes. It was threatening mate just like that. And if knight f6, queen g3, and we get back the piece, and we're up 3 pawns, and his king is weak. Wow, bishop h6 there. Just like that. Okay. This was a blunder because it allowed 2 moves. It allowed knight b4 with a fork, and I can't. It's a fork and a discovery setup, so I can't deal with both issues. And this is also winning for black. For some reason. Oh my god. No, wait. I still don't quite get it. Oh yeah, this again. Jeez Louise. That rook, that undefended rook on e1 was always such a problem. Okay, so tactics. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I should have taken this. Even if I don't see bishop or queen g3 here. Even if I played something else, it's probably safer. Yeah, this was too dangerous. Maybe if I had like a lot more time on the clock. So it wants me to take the pawn. I'm not sure why I didn't. I might not have seen it. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't play good this game. I didn't play well this game. Yeah, and then this was definitely a mistake. I never should have allowed knight b4. That was terrible. And then I'm just down to a minute at this point. It wants to go rook d1. That makes sense because now my queen is defending the rook. Never would have considered that. And then, yeah, this is a mistake from black. He should have played on here. I mean, I only had 59 seconds. He should have played on. I'll play another one, but it is getting late, so this might be the last one for tonight. Playing another 1900 because Lee Chess said, hey, you couldn't be the last 1900, so here's another one. And we've got another French today. So many Frenches lately. I think you can take either way. So if I take, takes, and takes, there's knight c6. Then I have bishop e5. The alternative is knight here, but okay, no. Yeah, I'm going to take on d5. And then I think I want bishop b5, just getting that bishop outside of my king side there. And so I've got knight f3, I have queen e2. Queen e2, there's queen e7. I could also take right away, which is an option. But yeah, I might go here and then bishop e7. I think I'm going to go queen e2. And I have to watch out for him taking on d4. That's an issue. So if I go knight f3, there's bishop g4, and then this is a problem for me. I might have to take on c4, and I don't want to. Okay, well, now that he put the bishop here, now I can go knight f3, I think, because he can't play bishop g4 anymore. If a6, I might take the knight. I can't move back, because then I'm going to lose my bishop, right? Okay, so I could now take and then cost him a tempo, and then he's left with an isolated pawn, and then I can go here. So taking is definitely decent. Bishop g5 is looking interesting. Knight f6. He might go knight e7, but bishop g5 if knight f6. Then I might have knight here. It's getting complicated. Ooh, that's a greedy way to play. That's a greedy way to play. f6. Maybe he goes knight ge7. Yeah. Okay, he's got knight ge7 there. Yeah, so I could take and then I can go knight e5, which I'm tempted to do. Rook c8 or something, and then I don't have anything. Okay, let's castle then. I make things so complicated when they don't need to be. Why do I do that? Okay. And here we are again. Nothing has really changed. Yet I like to overanalyze. Okay, at this point, let's give him the Isolani. I'm tired of all that tension. I'm not sure why he's thinking here. It's the only reasonable move in the world. I don't know what he's thinking about there. And then, because black has the Isolani, I just want to trade pieces left and right. Maybe knight g5, so it takes on c5, knight g5. That doesn't look terrible. I think I'm going to play it now. So if he ignores it, I take the bishop and a pawn. If queen d7, well, I can just trade. I'm happy with trades here because of the Isolani. Yeah, so queen d7. I don't need to take it right away. The bishop. But then he might have he might have bishop f5, bishop g6. Yeah, okay. I could put a rook on d1 and then I've got this. But then I'm allowing the bishop to escape. But if I take, then he can take with the f pawn. And I can give a check. I can weaken him a little. I don't know if I love that though. I don't think I want that. No. So maybe I will go rook d1. Rook d1. Let's play it. Play, be a bit more confident in your moves, man. Because this is a threat. This wins a piece. At least I think it does. I think it does. So that's a threat. If bishop b6, well, I've improved. Okay. Can I still go here? Because his queen needs to move. I think I can do this still, except, okay, so he can maybe go to the 7th rank somewhere. And then take. No, I think I can do this. I think I can go knight e4, knight ce4. There's a check. Huh. Is that a problem? Bishop f2. Okay, he does get out of it this way, but I still like the resulting position. I think I should take with the knight, because I think I might want my rook. No, maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe I take with the queen. So bishop f2, queen f2. Then he takes b5. Sorry, no. What am I talking about? His queen's still under attack. So that would, yeah, that still just works. So, yeah, I think I can just take on c5 here. No, maybe not. Because he takes my bishop and his queen's protected. That might, I don't know if I have better though. Oh, I can take first. No, I can't. Ooh, tricky. He found a way out. The 1900s, man, they're better than the 2200s. So take. No, I mean, I can't do that. I think I have to take on c5. Maybe I have f4. No, that's illegal. Damn. I think I have to take on c5 here. You'd think there'd be something better, but I don't see it. So I'm going to take on c5. Why did he resign? Why did he resign? I'm going to write a question mark. I think people giving me too much credit just because I'm 2100, they're 1900. It's not much of a difference. It's like 100. Well, I'm only 100 points higher. Did I miss something? Am I winning here? I don't know why he resigned. I mean, I'm better. I think I'm better, like, because, I'm going to win a pawn and stuff, and I'm better, but I don't think it's resign. And I only have 3 minutes. I only have 3 minutes. So I don't get that. Let's go to the engine. That was only 13 moves. It was 13 moves. Did he see something I didn't? Yeah, it's only +2. It's not resignable. Maybe it looks miserable from his perspective. I don't know. He gave me too much credit. He gave me too much credit. Okay, so from the beginning. Now, this is surprising. Like, he's 1984. Why are you playing c5? This is move 3. There's no reason to play c5 and move 3 here. You know what I mean? This is a bad, like, this is +1 for white. I mean, even if you don't study openings, you're not even going to study like move 3. It's only move 3. Yeah, it's bad. On move 3, it's bad. So it's just kind of surprising because, like, he's not 1500. He's basically 2000. So yeah, and I know that you. Well, I thought you could take either way here, but apparently this is not as good. So yeah, I took on d5. Yeah, so this was all good. The queen e2 though was not great. It wants to take on c5 first. That's the top move. I'm surprised about that. It wants to lock in this Isolani. Oh shit! How am I so blind? Yeah, we have an X-ray on d5 here. I am so blind. Yeah, so he has to lock this one in, and then can I play b4 here? Computer's recommending. Oh yeah, bishop e3 makes more sense. There's actually queen d4, which is funny. But I think I like bishop e3. Yeah, so I should have taken on. I didn't see this all lined up here. And I guess I missed a couple moves here. So again, it wants to take, but then it's suggesting knight a4. That's not an obvious move. And then c3. No, I'm not playing that. But there's also, the best move here is knight d5. How did I miss that? I'm so blind. I'm playing so terribly. That would have required calculation, but it didn't even cross my mind. So that was terrible. I think part of the reason I miss it is because I'm not used to or expecting there to be tactics right out of the opening or in the opening. It's unusual. Because my opponents usually don't hang tactics in the opening. That's why I'm not looking for them, but that's a mistake. To not look for them constantly. Yeah, so taking now was good, and yeah, knight g5 was good. And rook d1, best move. I mean, it's not like it's not rocket science to see rook d1, but I typically don't like to put a rook on the D file because I don't like to put my F rook on the D file. I like to put my A rook on the D file and my F rook on the E file. That's why for me it was yeah, but it sets up this knight E4, and this was a blunder, A6 or a mistake. Yeah, because knight E4 is winning. Yeah, so this is the best move. Knight takes E5. And yeah, after recaptures on b5, I wasn't sure what I was going to do here. I think I was going to actually take the b pawn, but then the computer is equal after bishop g4 for some reason. Why? I don't know. I don't understand. Yes, it wants to take or trade queens and then take the bishop or rook e1. It wants the queens off. And then to take on e6. Okay, I'm still surprised about the eval there. The eval difference of trading. Yeah, that's surprising to me. That's a huge eval shift. That's surprising to me. Even castles is only slightly better for white. Yeah, so it really just wants to trade. I know that these pawns are weak. I understand. But yeah, it prefers to do it this way. Okay, guys, I think I'm going to end it there. It was a good stream today. Like a bunch of viewers came out, maybe because it was Saturday. So thanks for stopping by. I still have some energy, but I'm feeling I should stop now. I can kind of sense when I should stop. And it's good to stop on a win. So, yeah, again, thanks for stopping by. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Take it easy.